What's up guys, my name is Ace, and today at Gamescom we got a full walkthrough of a campaign mission for Call of Duty Vanguard. And with this, honestly, I'm never really all that interested in Call of Duty campaigns. They don't really mean much to me. My interest is in multiplayer, and therefore I wanted to focus on two gameplay mechanics that they showed off that are brand new to Vanguard. And these have been rumored for quite some time, but now we've actually seen them in action, and I wanted to share my thoughts on these. So jumping in, here's our very first look at the Blind Fire mechanic that has been leaked for quite some time, and there's been a lot of initial backlash against this, but now we can actually see it in action with a shotgun here, and it looks like in order to activate it, all you have to do is be close to a piece of cover and have your crosshairs on that piece of cover, well in close proximity, and then when you press the fire button, it will automatically blind fire around that cover. When you do this, it looks like it tightens your hipfire spread up by about 30%, so you're not going to be perfectly accurate. Obviously, this is a shotgun, so it doesn't really matter so much. But for a regular gun, at least, assuming it works the same way here, it's going to allow you to be more accurate than hip firing, but not nearly as accurate as aiming down sight. And unlike mounting, you're not going to be exposing as much of your body in exchange for this. Now, my honest initial impression of this, keeping in mind I'm focusing on this from the perspective of multiplayer, is I don't necessarily think this is going to be game-breaking or hopefully not overly frustrating as well, at least in core game modes. I'm very concerned about this in hardcore game modes where you just have to land one bullet on your target to get a kill, so therefore having accuracy doesn't really matter. But in core modes, I don't think it'll be a major problem for me. But my big question here, and I mentioned this on Twitter as well, is why? What does this add to the gameplay experience? How is this going to improve the gameplay flow, the gameplay pacing? How does this make the gameplay any better? And for me at least, I can't think of a reason. I can't see how this improves the gameplay in any way. I think this is just a strange gimmick that could lead to some frustrating situations. Like I said, I don't think it's going to be completely game-breaking, at least in core game modes. It just makes me ask why. But next up, the second mechanic that we were able to see here is being able to strafe while mounted on a piece of cover. Now, mounting isn't new. This came with Modern Warfare 2019, where you can mount to a surface. It significantly reduces your recoil, pretty much eliminates it. But in exchange for that, you were locked in place, and you actually expose a decent amount of your body around that piece of cover. So at least in Modern Warfare 2019, I could see the trade-off there, and while I wasn't the biggest fan of mounting, I also didn't think it was that big of a deal because it had that trade-off. Now, in Vanguard, while we're mounted on a horizontal piece of cover, this probably wouldn't work on a vertical piece of cover for obvious reasons, but on a horizontal piece of cover, we can mount and then strafe while staying mounted, presumably while also maintaining that amazing recoil control. So now, one of the biggest trade-offs to mounting has been essentially eliminated here. And again, just like with the blind fire mechanic, I don't necessarily think this is a game breaker. This isn't necessarily a deal breaker for me, but it just leaves the question, why? What is the point of this? What does this add to the gameplay experience? Does this have a better chance of harming the gameplay experience and creating new frustrating situations than improving the gameplay experience and making it fun and rewarding to use? I think so. I think there's more potential for harm than good here. But of course, that is just my opinion on these two mechanics that we've now been able to see, at least in campaign. Who knows, maybe they'll behave a little bit different in multiplayer. We'll have to wait and find out, and I'm still going to be going in with an open mind. But I really want to hear from you guys in the comment section below. What do you guys think of Blind Fire, as well as the ability to strafe while mounted on a piece of cover? Do you think these are going to be good additions to the gameplay, or not so much? Just let me know those thoughts down below. If you enjoyed the video, a like rating is always appreciated, and don't forget to subscribe for more if you haven't already. I'll talk to you guys next time.